Um, I'm gonna talk about a topic of strategic activities to improve student success rate in branch campuses. And if you have an interest in the slideshow, please let me know and I'll email it to you. Now, if you're familiar with branch campuses, a lot of main campuses have branch campuses located in usually rural areas. They're usually open access, offering 2 or 4 year degree programs. Because they're open access, many students come to the branch campuses really academically unprepared. Especially they struggle with math and writing deficiencies, but especially with math and STEM topics, and have difficulties acclimating to college and succeeding in college. Usually small percentage of those STEM majors pass their developmental math classes. And if you look at, there are a lot of strategies that could be applied to improve student success in branch campuses and hopefully retain them and keep them interested in the topics of STEM topics in particular. Retention is an issue not only in branch campuses, we all know in all campuses, as a matter of fact, but being in a branch campus, I know the struggle and how they struggle. So we are incorporating new techniques. Some are existing, but we're adding on to them other functions and duties to hopefully allow those students to succeed. Now, the profile of today's students, students range from first year in their families, which about 50%, to complete college, to active militaries, personnel. You have almost 5% of those. You have 10% of immigrants and a lot of percentages of the students that I have in one of the figures in my paper. Now, one of the techniques that we can use to expand and improve Student Success Center. A lot of you are familiar with Student Success Centers. They have people over there, tutors that can come in and help the students with their homeworks, with their tests, with their preparations. But if we put in what we call a success coach, and a success coach basically to monitor students, to prepare them for their classes, those success coaches, they are in the Student Success Center. They get to have meetings with the students. They are housed in the Student Success Center, and they incorporate what we call a comprehensive support tailored to address students' unique needs and help them identify their academic, personal, and career goals, while helping them address any barrier that keeps them from completing college. And this is not only relating to difficulties in topics, but at the same time, they can monitor, for example, their financial needs, their accumulating to being in housing, moving away from their families, and all those are usually documented, communicated documented, and always attempting to meet with the students to help them in those barriers. And also, we need to improve advising. Advising, usually students meet with their advisors typically one time to usually register. Now, those special students that we see that they have a need or they're having difficulties, the success coach in the Student Success Center will communicate with the advisor to ensure that they meet with them on more than one time a semester, and that with the advisor's help and the student success coach they can continue to detect any difficulties or any struggles those students have in navigating college, and provide them with all the resources to ensure that they succeed and they end up with good grades and continuing in school. The third thing, of course, is the developmental math program. Developmental math programs are expensive for universities, but they are important in a sense. The only thing with the developmental math classes is you always have your typical uh, professor that is teaching the class and the students sitting around, uh, either listening to the lecture or doing problems. But if you look at developmental math, what you found to be successful is while you have a primary teachers, the most important thing is if you can embed tutors in the classroom. So you'd have embedded tutors. Those tutors could be employed part-time, could be students of upper classes, basically. And those tutors, if you have them in there walking around, uh, uh, helping the students will receive faster service and faster help to help them understand the topic. And when you have an embedded tutors in there, immediately the students sometimes get frustrated on a topic while the professor is moving on to the others. Those embedded tutors can come in there and basically, immediately work with the students to help them understand them and work with them on specifically stuck problems. Now, of course, we need also to improve a student interest in math. We have a problem not only in the US, but globally, having people having an interest in math. We need to build their confidence. Um, that's one. Encourage questioning and make space for curiosity. Allow the students to always ask any questions without feeling that a question is, if I ask this question, people will label me as somebody that I don't know anything. We also need to emphasize conceptual understanding over procedures, okay? People, students, if you look at surveys, 3 out of 4 respondents, 75% emphasize that working hard to understand math concepts and when to apply them versus simply memorizing formula is essential to doing well. Provide authentic problems that increase students' drive to engage with math. 63% of participants pointed to student desire, initiatives, and motivation to succeed in math as being critical. And the majority of them, 80%, said that applying math to real-world problems help increase both students' interest and understanding. And of course, the fifth is share positive attitude about math. Not only with teachers, but parents, friends. They need to encourage people to understand that math is important to know math, and knowing math, you are not labeled as, and I hate to say this weird, as somebody who is what they call them a nerd around here, and to prevent saying that it's hard and it's not a topic you want to tackle. They should encourage the students and the parents should encourage their kids not to give up and to help them find math mentors when they are not able to answer questions. All those topics currently, we are running the embedded tutors. We are doing the student, the success coach, and we are gathering data on those, similar to the questionnaires that we have with the percentile on them. And hopefully it will be a topic to some greater, this research should end up producing some good results that hopefully others will incorporate. Other campuses, special regional campuses, can incorporate to ensure that students continue, that students will succeed and in math and STEM topics, and hopefully we can retain them. Thank you very much. That's my topic. Any questions?